Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, Dandavat Pranams, thank you very much for joining in for our Krishna book study session today. We are continuing from chapter number 37. So let's start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanyamanopistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Aschatya Shatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradhayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaur Dushe Namaha Pancharatvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhaktashaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girin Yatkripatamaham Mande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanyamishwaram Hari Om Tatsat Hare Krishna. So dear devotees, thank you very much for joining in. So today we are reading about the killing of the Keshi demon and Vyomasura by Lord Shri Krishna. So whenever we read these pastimes about Krishna killing the demons, we understand that Krishna is actually killing the anarthas in our heart. Krishna's killing of the demons pastimes can be equated to the anarthas that are there in our heart, right? So as Krishna kills these demons, and as we hear these wonderful pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna killing those demons, we can also feel that Krishna is actually killing all the anarthas, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya from our hearts. And in this way, just like the demons get liberated upon being killed by Krishna, similarly, we will also get liberated from all the material entanglements, the material attachments, the desire to enjoy sense gratification, the sense gratificatory propensities. May we get liberated from all of that, and then may we be situated in real liberation. What is the real liberation? So what is this? Real liberation means mukti hitvanyatha rupam swarupena vyavastitihi. That means situated in our constitutional position as a servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, being eternally engaged in the service of the Lord. That is our constitutional position. That is our siddha deha. That is our real mukti, right? So as Krishna kills these demons and reading those pastimes, we can also, we can also absorb ourselves in the Leela so much that we can feel that Krishna is actually killing off all of our anarthas, so that we can also get liberated to the right position of Jivera Swarupa Hoye Krishnera Nityadas. We can be liberated from Bhoga Vritti, and we can be situated firmly in Seva Vritti of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All right, let's move ahead. Devotees can raise your hands. Quickly, we'll start reading chapter number 37. Killing the Keshi demon and Vyomasura. Okay, Srimati Shamapriya Mataji, please go ahead. Chapter 37.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam.
Dhanavad Mataji.
Chapter 37, Killing of Keshi Demon and Vyomasura. After being instructed by Kamsa, the demon Kesi assumed the form of a terrible horse. He entered the area of Vrindavana with the speed of mind, his great mane flying and his hooves digging up the earth. He began to winning and terrifying the whole forest. Krishna saw the demon was terrifying all the residents of Vrindavana with his winning and his tail wheeling in the sky like a big cloud. Krishna could understand the horse was challenging him to fight. The Lord accepted his challenge and stood before the Kesi demon, calling him to fight. The horse then ran towards Krishna, making a horrible sound like a roaring lion. His jaws spread wide open as if to swallow the whole sky. Keshi rushed towards the Lord with great speed and tried to trample him with his legs, which were strong, forceful, and as hard as stone. Krishna, however, immediately caught hold of his legs and thus baffled him. Krishna was somewhat angry, and thus he began to whirl the horse around. After a few rounds, he contemptuously threw him 100 yards away, just as Garuda throws a big snake. Thrown by Krishna, the horse immediately passed out. But after a little, while he regained consciousness, in great anger and force, again rushed towards Krishna with his mouth open. As soon as Keshi reached him, Krishna pushed his left arm within the horse's mouth, and it looked as though a big snake had entered a hole in the wheel. The horse felt great pain because Krishna's arm fell to him like a hot iron rod. Immediately, his teeth fell out. Krishna's arm within the mouth of the horse at once began to expand, and Keshi's throat choked up. As the great horse suffocated, perspiration appeared on his body, and he threw his leg hither and thither. As his last breath came, his eyeballs bulged in their sockets, and he passed stool and urine simultaneously. Thus, the vital force of his life expired. When the horse was dead, his mouth became loose, and Krishna could extract his arm without difficulty. He did not feel any surprise that the Kesi demon was killed so easily by the demigods, but the demigods in the sky were amazed, and out of the great appreciation, they offered Krishna greetings by showering flowers. After this incident, Narada Muni, the greatest of all devotees, came to see Krishna in a solitary place and began to talk with him. My dear Lord Krishna, he said, you are the unlimited super soul and supreme controller of all mystic powers and Lord of the whole universe and all pervading personality of Godhead. You are the resting place of the cosmic manifestation, the master of all the devotees and the Lord of everyone. My dear Lord, as the super soul of all living entities, you remain concealed within their hearts exactly as fire remains concealed in every piece of fuel. You are the witness of all the activities of the living entities, and you are the supreme controller within their hearts. You are self sufficient before the creation. You existed, and by your energy, you have created all the material elements. According to your perfect plan, this material world is created by the interaction of the modes of nature, and by you, it is maintained and annihilated. Although you are unaffected by all these activities, you are the supreme controller externally, eternally. Sorry, my dear Lord. Sorry, eternally. My dear Lord, you have advented yourself on the surface of this earth just to kill all the so called kings who are actually demons. These hobgoblins are cheating people in the rest of the princely order. You have advented yourself to fulfill your own statement that you come within this material world just to protect the principles of religion and annihilate unwanted miscreants. My dear Lord, I am therefore sure that the day after tomorrow, I shall see demons like Chanura and Mushtika and the other wrestlers and elephants, as well as Kamsa himself, killed by you. I shall see this with my own eyes. After this, I shall be able to see the killing of other demons like Shanka, Yavana, Mura, and Narakasura. I shall also see how you take away the Parijata flower from the kingdom of heaven and how you defeat the king of heaven himself. My dear Lord, Narada Muni continued,
Hare Krishna. Sorry,
Hare
Maharaj, I
Krishna.
was mute.
Thank you much.
Thank you. So here we see how Narada Muni is always eager to praise the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we also see here that even before the events happen, pure devotees of the Lord know of the events. Right. So of course, it is not a great, it does not need astrological skills to tell that Krishna is going to kill all the demons. Right. Krishna can never be killed by the demons. But yet the devotees have so much of pleasure to glorify the Lord. So Narada Muni is actually like an astrologer is predicting. You're going to kill Chanura, Mushtika, all the wrestlers, the Koledeep elephant, the Yauvana, Mora, Narakasura, right? And he also talks about that Parijat flower, where he defeats the king of heaven, and gives this parijat entire tree to Satyabhama. So in this way, the Lord himself says, Aham sarvasya prabho matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajanti mam Buddha bhava samnitaha. I am the source of the material and the spiritual worlds. Everything emanates from me. So the intelligent people who know this, what do? They worship me with all their hearts. Right? And then aham mevasa mevagre na anyad yad satasatparam paschadaham yadetacha yova sishyeta sosmiham. Krishna tells in the Chaturshloki verse of Bhagavatam. Right? Aham evasam evagre na anyad yad satasatparam. That means I know, but nothing was there before me, and nothing will be there after annihilation also. But I am there before creation, I am there during maintenance, and I am only there after annihilation. This is what Krishna is saying. Right? Aham evasam evagre na anyad. There is no one else except me. Yeah, right? That's what Krishna says. Right? Mam anyat asat param. That means I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I existed before creation. I am existing after annihilation. And I exist for the maintenance of the world also. So like that, Krishna is talking about his own potencies, how he is a supreme controller. And what is Narada Muni doing? Narada Muni is repeating the words of Krishna. So here we see that this demon in the form of a horse, right? Keshi Gata, or what is that? Keshi Nishudana, like that Arjuna asks in Bhagavad Gita. What does it mean? Keshi Nishudana means the one who killed the Keshi demon, right? Why does he address Krishna like that? Just like you killed the Keshi demon, please kill the Keshi like doubts that are arising in my hearts, which are actually like demons, because they don't allow me to surrender unto you. Because of these doubts in my mind, I'm not able to think of you, Krishna. I'm not able to surrender to you, Krishna. So please kill these doubts that are there in my mind, just like you killed the Keshi demon. Right? So whenever the Lord performs some Leela, he gets a name according to it. Right? Keshi Nishudana. Right? That means one who killed the Keshi demon. So in this way, Krishna performs various Leelas which are glorified more and more by the devotees, especially the transcendental spaceman, whom we know as Narada Muni. All right, let's move ahead. My dear Lord, Narada Muni continued. Okay, Sridhar Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam Mataji. Hare Krishna. My dear Lord, Narada Muni continued, I shall then be able to see how you married Princess, the daughter of chivalrous king, by paying the price of Kshatriya strength. Whenever a Kshatriya wants to marry a very beautiful and qualified daughter of a great king, he must fight his competition and emerge victorious. Then he is given the hand of the princess in charity. I shall also see how you save Kings Nriga and hellish condition, said Narada Muni. This you shall intact in Dwaraka. I shall also be able to see how you get your wife and Chamantaka jewel, and how you save the son of Brahmana from the death after he already been transferred to another planet. After this, I will be able to see you will kill Paunduranga demon and burn the ashes the kingdom of Kasi. I will see you will kill King Shedi and Dandavakra during the great sacrifice of Maharaja Yudhishthira. Beside all these things, it will be possible for me to see many other chivalrous activities while you remain in Dwaraka. And all these activities performed by your grace will be sung by great poet throughout the world. At the Battle of Kurukshetra, you will take part as the chariot driver of your friend Arjuna, and invincible death, incarnation, eternal time, you will be vanquish all the belligerents assembled there. I shall see the large number of military forces killed on the battlefield. My dear Lord, let me offer my respectful obeisance unto your lotus feet. You all situated completely in the transcendental position, in perfect knowledge and bliss. You all complete in fulfilling all your desires by exhibiting By exhibiting your internal potency, you have set up the influence of Maya. Your unlimited potency cannot even be measured by anyone. My dear Lord, you are all supreme controller. You are under your internal potency, and it is simply vain to think that you are the dependent on any of your creations. You have taken.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol. So this is what we also see in Bhagavad Gita, right? Arjuna tells after the Chaturshloki verse of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says, Ahustvam Rishe Sarve Deva Rishi Naradastata Sito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. Right? So Narad Muni is now what he is saying, Arjuna has already told, right? That Asita, Devala, Vyasa, Narada, they are all glorifying you, Krishna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and now you are only directly telling me the same truth. Right? So anyone claims themselves as God, then we have to verify these three things. Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu. Is our Guru telling that? Is the Shastra saying that? Because the Shastras tell us who is the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, when he is going to appear, who is going to be the father, who is going to be the mother, which village or which city is going to be born. Like that, all the details are already there in the Shastras. So nobody can just stand up one day and say, I'm making coins and powder. I am only the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then people who believe such people are fools, who are ready to believe anyone and everyone. Right? Prabhupada says, if anyone comes and tells you I am God, ask them to show their Vishwarupa. The 11th chapter is for that only. And, or ask them to lift the Govardhan hill. Right? Even if they lift, it's okay, Prabhupada says in one of the lectures. Right? But Krishna lifted it, the small finger of his left hand, and kept it left like that for 7 days and 7 nights. Right? So that is the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So just because, Krishna also performs some kind of normal acts, right? Because he appears in a two-handed form. He's enjoying with his friends, just like, a normal person would enjoy with his friends. Doesn't mean that we try to imitate the Lord, right? We should know the greatness of the Lord before we reach the 10th canto, which is the sweetness of the Lord, right? And there's Narada Muni is also talking about how Arjuna became the charioteer for Arjuna. So it is not that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, of course, when he is saying Aham Sarvasya Prabho Matta Sarvam Pravartate, I am the most powerful, everything emanates from me, right? Everyone has to serve me. But the Lord himself, what is his mood? His mood is to serve his own devotees, right? So I was just saying the other session also, how, in a movie, how is a hero introduced, right? The hero is introduced, like for example, Rajinikanth movie of South India. He is just introduced as if, he's just throwing his glasses and then he's coming and, fitting into his eyes directly. Or the Shah Rukh Khan is introduced, between two trains, he's dancing and going, like that, powerful things the hero is doing. And that those are not things that they are doing also. That's a camera tricks they use and just show them like that. But how did Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the supremely powerful person, how did he want to get introduced in this Bhagavad Gita? He is introduced as the servant of his devotee. He is becoming the charioteer of his devotee, right? Which hero will want to get introduced as a servant of some other person? He wants all the camera and lights on him. He wants all magical tricks to be performed. He wants everybody's attention on him, right? So it is only the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of his Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Vidyasya Yashasya Shriyaha Jnana Vairagya Yaschaiva Sannambhaga Itingana. Right? That means although he is possessor of all the opulences, unlimited quantities, he is also, he has this quality of renunciation also. He is not attached that everything has to come to me. All the name, fame, glory only I should get. No. Krishna is more interested in giving the name, fame, glory to his devotees. That's why he tells Arjuna, Nimitta Matram Bhava Savyashachin. I have already killed them. But Arjuna, you fight and take the credit. Right? So in this way, Krishna wants to give the credit to others. And Krishna is happy to become the servant. It is said that in the war, if Arjuna has to go in the right, there is so much noise, blowing of conches, there is so much of bows that are being sent out by so many warriors, one cannot hear. So when Arjuna wants Krishna to go to the right, what he'll do? He'll kick on Krishna's shoulder, on the right shoulder. Right? In today's time, if you have a driver and if you want to go, ask him to go right, even if you tap on his shoulder, he will say, I resign my job. You did violence towards me. I'm going to go and complain to the police. Right? So this time, although we are paying the driver, if you misbehave or even speak in a little loud voice, the driver gets very upset. Oh, I don't want to work for you. What is this? I will go and complain in the employee governance forum. Like that, right? But what is Arjuna doing? And Krishna is not paid for it. Krishna is doing it because he's a dearest friend of Arjuna. So what is Arjuna doing? He's kicking Arjuna on the right shoulder. If he has to go towards the right, kicking Krishna on the left shoulder. If he's going towards the left, what is Krishna doing? Krishna is happily performing. That's why Krishna is called Achyuta. What is Achyuta? Achyuta means one who is unfailing in his love for his devotees. He's unfailing. Even though I'm getting kicks, I know it is my responsibility to take the chariot to the right, and Arjuna is indicating me to do this, and I am his servant, so I will happily do the duty. Right? So Krishna is the best servant, Krishna is the best master, Krishna is the supreme friend, Krishna is supreme everything. No one can beat Krishna in supremacy of anything. Right? Krishna is like when Sudama came, right? Krishna happily took the, that poha, the chipped rice, which was so old and stale, but yet Krishna saw the bhava of Sudama. Krishna did not say, Are, what is this? He's come, he's not even giving me anything. But he knew in the heart, Sudama wanted to give something. He has definitely brought something for me. And then he searches and he himself pulls out that potli where Sudama has brought some chipped rice, some old chipped rice. Yet the Lord accepts it because the Lord accepts the bhava of Sudama, and he eats, and Rukmini has to stop. Because in the first morsel itself, Sudama has already got a palace, Sudama has got everything, wealth, everything. And Rukmini Devi is thinking, oh God, what, he is giving away everything. So in this way, Krishna is not attached to anything. That's why even in the Rasalila we were studying, right? If somebody develops false ego, Krishna immediately vanishes. It's not that Krishna is enjoying, right? And Krishna wants his enjoyment to be perennial. Krishna is Atmaram. Krishna is always enjoying in all circumstances. Krishna is the enjoyer, and everything gets manifested for his enjoyment by his mere thinking, isn't it? So Krishna is the supreme Lord, and we understand the magnanimity and the service attitude of the Lord himself. Right? Yad yad acharati shreshtas tat tat evi tarojana. When Krishna is expecting that service attitude in all of his devotees, Krishna is being the shining, wonderful example, showing everyone how one has to do service. Right? Not service I want to do in my terms. That is today's driver's service mentality. There's no service. Right? He drives a car for the money that he gets. There is no service in this material world. Service can be done only to the Supreme Lord, because service is to be done without any expectation of money, without any expectation of any kind of return from the person whom we are serving. Right? Simply because we love that person, we want to serve that person. So that is the attitude that Krishna himself is demonstrating by his own various leelas, not just one, two, but unlimited leelas like that. Okay, Karpagavali Mataji, go ahead. You have taken birth in the Yadu dynasty.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Am I audible, Mataji?
Yes, go ahead.
You have taken birth in Yadu
Something
dynasty.
happened. Okay, 1 second. Something happened. Let me do something. 1 second. Let me share my screen. Something happens, sir. 1 second. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Yes, Mataji. You have taken birth in the Yadu dynasty or the Vrishni dynasty from there.
You have taken birth in the Yadu dynasty or the Vrishni dynasty. Your advent on the earth, on the surface of the earth, in your original form of eternal blissful knowledge is your own pastime. You are not dependent on anything but yourself. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto your lotus feet. After offering his respectful obeisances to the Lord Krishna, Narada Muni took permission and left. Narada Muni wanted to impress upon people in general that Krishna is fully independent. His activities, such as his appearance in the family of Yadu or his friendship with Arjuna, do not necessarily oblige him to act to enjoy their results. They are all pastimes, and for him they are all play. But for us, they are all actual, tangible facts. After he had killed the Kesi demon, Krishna returned to tending the cows with his friends in the forest as though nothing had happened. Thus, Krishna is eternally engaged in his transcendental activities in Vrindavana with his friends, the cowherd boys and gopis. But sometimes he exhibits the extraordinary powers of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by killing different types of demons. Later that morning, Krishna went to play with his cowherd boyfriends on the top of the Govardhana hill. They were imitating the play of thieves and police. Some of the boys became police constables, and some became thieves, and some took the role of lambs. While they were thus enjoying the childhood pastimes, a demon known by the name of Vyomasura the demon who flies in the sky, appeared on the scene. He was the son of another great demon named Maya. These demons can perform wonderful magic. Vyomasara took the part of a cohort boy playing as a thief and stole many boys who were playing the parts of the lambs. One after the another, he took away almost all boys and put them in the caves of the mountain and sealed the mouth of the caves with stone. Krishna could understand the trick of the demon was playing. Therefore, he caught hold of him exactly as a lion catches hold of a lamb. The demon tried to expand himself like a hill to escape arrest, but Krishna did not allow him to get out of his clutches. He was immediately thrown to the ground with great force and killed, just as an animal is killed in the slaughterhouse. After killing the Vyoma demon, Lord Krishna released all his friends from the caves of the mountain. He was thus praised by his friends and by the demigods for these wonderful acts. He again returned to Vrindavana with his cows and friends. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of 37th chapter of Krishna, killing the demon Kesi and Vyomasara. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So in this way, Krishna killed another of the demons who came in the form of a Gopa, right? And actually killed all, took all the boys who were actually dressed as lambs and they were playing hide and seek, right? But in this way, when Krishna killed this Vyomasura, then what happened? All of the Gopas again started praising the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. So when Krishna shows such opulences, right? What do you call the Gopas, although they think, they understand that, oh, Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He's just showed himself as a greatest Supreme Personality. He's killed the demons. But immediately, by the arrangement of Yoga Maya, the Gopas and the Gopis also, they all forget that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. So by the arrangement of Yoga Maya, in order to have that loving reciprocation between friends, between lovers, right? They actually forget that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And that is the supreme Madhurya of Vrindavan Dham, right? Anywhere else, whenever Krishna shows his opulence, then, Arjuna was bewildered. Arjuna felt, and Arjuna paid obeisances and said, Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Hey Saketi. Oh Krishna, oh Madhava, I have slept with you in the couch. I have eaten with you. I have called you like, hey Krishna, Madhava, Sakha, like that. But you are the Supreme Lord. Please forgive me. And he offered obeisances. But we never see that the Gopas or the Gopis or Mother Yashoda is paying obeisance to Krishna. Oh Krishna, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Never. Why? Because in their love, their Madhurya Ras is so much, especially in Vrindavan Dham, the Madhurya is so much that there is no mixture of Aishwarya. So that is the glory of Vrindavan Dham. That is the glory of the devotees of Vrindavan Dham. Right. Let's move ahead. Chapter number 38. This is entitled Akrura's arrival in Vrindavan. Yeah. So the previous chapter we were seeing how Akrura is being sent by Kamsa to actually this is a plan by Kamsa to kill Krishna. Right. Kuvalya Deep, the Kuvalya Pida, the elephant is waiting at the entrance of Mathura. And then you have the Chanura, the Mushtika also standing in the wrestling arena. In case Krishna does not get killed here, next step, backup plans are arranged by Kamsa. So let's see what happens when Akrura himself comes to Vrindavan to take Krishna and Balaram to Mathura. Okay, Rajneesh Prabhu, please go ahead and read. Akrura's arrival in Vrindavan.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Narad Muni did not mention Krishna's killing Vyomasura, which meant that he was killed on the same day as the Kesi demon. The Kesi demon was killed in the early morning, and after that, the boys went to tend the cows on Govardhana hill, and it was there that Vyomasura was killed. Both demons were killed in the morning. Akrura was requested by Kamsa to arrive in Vrindavan by evening. After receiving instructions from Kamsa, Akrura started the next morning via chariot for Vrindavan. Because Akrura himself was a great devotee of the Lord, while going to Vrindavan, he began to pray to the Lord. Devotees are always absorbed in thoughts of Krishna, and Akrura was constantly thinking of Lord Krishna's lotus eyes. He did not know what sort of pious activities he must have performed to gain an opportunity to go see Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram in Vrindavan on that day. A pure Vaishnav always thinks himself unfit to serve Krishna, so Krur begins to think within himself that he was unfit for gaining the transcendental opportunity of seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He considered himself as unfit for seeing Krishna as materialistic person, is for understanding the science of God, and for and as a fourth class person, a Shudra is for studying the Vedas. But then Akrura began to think, by the grace of Krishna, everything is possible, and thus, if he like, I will be able to see him. Just as a blade of grass floating on the waves of a river may by chance come near the shore and gain shelter, a conditioned soul carried away by the waves of material existence may sometimes be saved by the grace of Krishna. Krur thus thought that if Krishna willed, he would be able to see him. Krur considered himself most fortunate that he was going to see Krishna, whom great mystic yogis desired to see. He was confident that on that day all the sinful reactions of his past life would be finished and his fortunate human form of life would be successful. Akrura also considered that he was very much favored by Krishna, by Kamsa, who was sending him to bring back Krishna and Balram and thus enabling him to see the Lord. Krur continued to consider the formerly great sages and saintly persons who are liberated from the material world simply by seeing the shining nails of the lotus feet of Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has also come just like an ordinary human being, and it is my great fortune to be able to see him face to face. Akrut thought he was thrilled with expectations of seeing the very lotus feet which are worshipped by the great demigods like Brahma, Narad, and Lord Shiva, who traverse the ground of Vrindavan and which touch the breasts of gopis covered with tinges of kumkum. He thought, I am so fortunate that I will be able to see those very lotus feet on this day, and certainly I shall be able to see the beautiful face of Krishna, which is marked on the forehead and nose with silk, and I shall also see his smile and his curling black hair. I can be sure of this opportunity because I see that today the deer are passing on my right side. Today it will be possible for me to actually see the beauty of spiritual kingdom of Vishnu Loka because Krishna is the supreme Vishnu and he has advanted himself out of his own goodwill. He is the reservoir of all beauty. Therefore, today my eyes will achieve perfection. Akrura knew Hare Krishna.
Sorry, I was on mute. All right. So I was just saying, Namo Pankaja Nabhaya, Namo Pankaja Maline, Namo Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankajangraye. Right? So the devotees praise the Lord like this. Namo Pankaja Nabhaya, one who is navel is like a beautiful lotus flower. Namo Pankaja Maline, one who is wearing nice lotus flower garland. Namo Pankaja Netraya, one who has got eyes like the beautiful lotus flower. Namaste Pankajangre, one who has lotus feet. Right? We always refer to the feet of the Lord as lotus feet because they are beautiful like the lotus. Right? The Lord's feet are much, much more beautiful. The Lord's navel is much, much more beautiful. But what can we people do? We don't have any reference point. We can only compare to something that is there in the material world. to even understand a little bit, have a little bit of glimpse of the beauty of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? And Akrura is also saying he is known for Vandanam, right? He is perfected his life by Vandanam. That means we're offering prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he is glorifying the Lord. I am seeing the beautiful form of Krishna, the beautiful face of Krishna, the beautiful forehead of Krishna, the beautiful nose of Krishna, his smile, his curling black hair. So in this way, he knows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Venum Kwanantam Aravinda Dalayataksam Barhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasya Sakalindriya Vrittimanti Pashyanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadujwala Vigrahasya Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Brahma is also glorifying the Lord, and Akrura is also is showering praises on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because he is also perfected his life by the process of Vandanam, or by offering prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he is offering so many wonderful prayers that he pleases Krishna. And there will be a wonderful lila that will happen here, right? Where Krishna, as he takes Krishna to Mathura, he will see that when they go and take bath in the Yamuna, then when Akrura goes, he will see within the river, within the Yamuna, he also sees that Krishna is actually lying down, like a Garbhodakashai Vishnu lies down in the Garbhodaka ocean. Immediately runs out to see, see Krishna and Balaram are standing there also in the chariot also, and under the water also they are there. So in this way, Krishna gives darshan like this, right? And in this way, Akrura starts glorifying the Supreme Lord Krishna. Actually, as soon as he reaches Vrindavan, he rolls in the dust of Vrindavan Dham. That's what we all are supposed to do. Whenever we have an opportunity to go to Vrindavan Dham, we have to roll in the dust of Vrindavan, because it is Aho Bhagyam, right? So much of fortune to be in the same Dham where Krishna walked barefoot, where Krishna played with the Gopas, where the Krishna enjoyed so many pastimes with the Vrajavasis. Oh, it is so much of fortune that I am able to be in the same place where Krishna was personally present. So that way, Akrura tells us how we should go to the Vrindavan Dham and what should be our behavior, what should be our consciousness as we are in the Vrindavan Dham, right? Many devotees are there in Vrindavan Dham, the most auspicious occasion of Kartik month. If you are not in Vrindavan Dham, then we can, in our heart, we can try to be in Vrindavan Dham, right? Because, we cannot buy a ticket and go to Vrindavan Dham, right? When the Lord invites, and when we have so much of laulyam, when we have so much of desire to actually visit the holy Dham, then the Lord will fulfill our desire, right? So those of us who are not in the Dham, maybe our desire is not so intense. And this is an opportunity where we can intensify our desire in the most auspicious month of Kartik, that we are able to also go to the Dham during the month of Kartik. If not this year, next year, maybe next year, whenever it is possible for us. So that eagerness, that laulyam should be there at all times. And in this separation also, there can be great bliss, but provided we feel that separation. Oh, I want to be in Vrindavan Dham. Oh, I want to be in Mayapur Dham. Oh, I want to be in Jagannath Puri Dham. But unfortunately, I'm bound here in Mumbai, like that. Okay, let's move ahead. Sindhu Mataji, please read. Akrura knew beyond a doubt.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams.
Pranams Mataji.
Prabhupada ki jai. Akrura knew beyond a doubt that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Vishnu. Lord Vishnu glances over the material energy, and thus the cosmic manifestation comes into being. And although Lord Vishnu is the creator of this material world, he is free by his own energy from the influence of the material energy. By his internal potency, he can pierce the darkness of the material energy. Similarly, Krishna, the original Vishnu, by expanding his internal potency, created the inhabitants of Vrindavana. In the Brahma Samhita, it is confirmed that the paraphernalia and the abode of Krishna are expansions of his internal potency. The same internal potency Krishna exhibits in Golok Vrindavana is exhibited in the earthly Vrindavana, where he enjoys himself with his parents and in the company of his friends, the covered boys and gopis. By the statement of Akrura, it is clear that since Krishna is the transcendental to the modes of material nature, the inhabitants of Vrindavana who are always engaged in loving service to the Lord are also transcendental. Akrura also considered the necessity of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. He thought that the transcendental activities, instructions, qualities, and pastimes of Krishna are all for the good fortune of people in general. The people can remain constantly in Krishna consciousness by discussing the Lord's transcendental form, qualities, pastimes, and paraphernalia. By doing so, the whole universe can actually live auspiciously and advance peacefully. But without Krishna consciousness, civilization is but a decorated dead body. A dead body may be decorated very nicely, but without consciousness, Such decorations are useless. Human society without Krishna consciousness is useless and lifeless. Very good. Agarwala thought
The next.
the Supreme Personality of God at Krishna has now appeared as one of the descendants of the Yadu dynasty. The principles of religion are his enacted laws. Those who are abiding by such laws are demigods, and those who are not abiding are demons. He has advented himself to give protection to the demigods who are very obedient to the laws of the Supreme Lord. Demigods and the devotees of the Lord take pleasure in abiding by the laws of Krishna, and Krishna takes pleasure in giving them all sorts of protection. As confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, these activities of Krishna, is protecting the devotees and killing the demons, are always good for men to hear and narrate. The glorious activities of the Lord will ever increasingly be chanted by the devotees and the demigods.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Machittamantata pranabodhayanta parasparam kadayantasya mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha tesham satati yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te teshamevanukampartam aham ajnanajam tamah nashayami atmabhavasto jnana deepena bhashvatah. Right? So Krishna, whoever is chanting the holy names of Krishna throughout, tesham satati yuktanam, and with love engages in the service of the Lord, bhajatam priti purvakam. And Krishna is saying, I give them the intelligence by which they can come back to me. So this is our only hope, right? We cannot go back to Godhead by our endeavor. But by the grace of the Supreme Lord, whom if we are able to please by our own sincere endeavors to always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna, then we will be able to go back to Godhead, to enter eternal service to Sri Radha Krishna. Right? Here, very important here, the descendant of the Yadu dynasty. The Yadu dynasty became famous because Krishna appeared in the Yadu dynasty. Right? Prabhupada gives an example that Malaya Chandan, right? Malaya became famous because Chandan grows there. Right? Chandan can grow anywhere. But Chandan is growing in Malaya. Because of that, Malaya has become famous. So similarly, Krishna could have appeared anywhere. Krishna could have appeared in any dynasty. But Krishna chose to appear in Yadu dynasty, Yadukula. Right? That is why the Yadavas have become glorious. Because Krishna has become one among them. So in this way, the devotees want to glorify the Lord's transcendental form, qualities, pastimes, paraphernalia, Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnatva Nama Namino. When you're chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, every day in the morning, that is non-different from actually glorifying Krishna in choicest of words. Glorifying Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is all encompassed in one simple formula, which is given in this age of Kali, which is chanting of the Hare Krishna Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Harinam Prabhu ki jai. Kali Yuga Patita Pavana Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai. Chanting of Hare Krishna is non-different from glorifying the Lord by choicest of prayers, choicest of verses, choicest of poetry. So, thank you very much. We'll end here. We will continue this tomorrow as it is 12 o'clock. So it's a small chapter. So maybe 3-4 paragraphs are there. Oh, no, it's quite a big paragraph. Okay, 6 more paragraphs are there. We will continue it on Monday. Oh, no, Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we'll continue this chapter. Thank you very much for joining in. Now, devotees can switch on your cameras and quickly we will take darshan of the devotees after a quick Harinam Sankirtan. Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvitesha Shunyavadi Satya Vishatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Gauranitai Jai, Jai Jagannath Jai, Jai Baladev Jai, Jai Subhadra Jai, Jai Sudarshan Jai Bala Gopal, Jai Radha Madhav, Jai Radha Sham Sundar Jai Radha, Shri Radha Radha Madan Mohan Jai, Radha Govinda Jaya, Radha Gopinath Jai Radhe Radhe, Jaya Radhe Radhe. राधे राधे जय श्री राधे जय Goswami जय गुरु परंपरा जय प्रभुपादा जय गुरु देवानिताय गौर हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल जय 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 श्री राधे श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम पावन राधे तेरो नाम पावन श्री वृंदावन धाम Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees. All right. So we have all the demigods manifesting in front of me. Demigods and goddesses. Shobha Mataji, Sindhu Mataji, Anusha Mataji, Sridhar Prabhu, Karpagavali Mataji, Srimati Shamapriya Mataji, Shubhangi Keshavi Mataji, Anuradha Leela Mataji, Harjeet Mataji, Namesh Prabhuji, Rajneesh Prabhu, Rohini Mataji, and all the devotees. Thank you very, very much for your darshan. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha. कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद श्रील गुरुदेव की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. So we meet on Monday morning for our Bhagavad Gita session. No, Monday is Ekadashi and Monday is the day we're going to start with our magnum opus study, which is Srimad Bhagavatam. So we will study that verse where it glorifies the Lord, the Supreme Lord, whom Narada is glorifying here. Janmad yasyaton yad yatartashartesh vibhignya swarad. So that verse we will memorize, and we will memorize the next two verses of Bhagavad Gita. So we'll have a special session from 11 to 1 o'clock. So please, this is Kartik month. This is the auspicious day. We're going to start Srimad Bhagavatam, and so many wonderful things. What is the other thing? Yeah, we're going to continue the study of Bhagavad Gita. We are going to sing the beautiful bhajan. Govinda Damo Dharmadaveti. Govinda Damo Dharmadaveti. Govinda Damo Dharmadaveti. Govinda Damo Dharmadaveti. Please do join us. It's going to be an excellent, wonderful remembrance of the Lord. We're going to sing bhajans. Of course, we're going to study the Ekadashi Mahatmya. And it's Rama Ekadashi, right? So, Rama Devi is the expansion of Srimati Radharani. And this is the month of Srimati Radharani. So, please, let's all join together to glorify Srimati Radharani, glorifying Radha Damodar by singing these wonderful bhajans. And of course, we'll end with Damodar Ashtakam and Haridam Sankirtan. So, it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be the first day of the study of Srimad Bhagavatam. Please, 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 I beg of you, please do join us and stay for the entire 2 hours duration. Thank you very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki Jai. And of course, we meet tomorrow morning for our Brahma chanting session. That is our foundation. Chanting Hare Krishna is a foundation. Everything else, our study of Bhagavad Gita, our study of Bhagavatam, our study of Chaitanya Charitamrita, our doing deity worship, our offering Bhoga to Krishna, our doing Abhisheka to the deities, our performing Arati, everything has to ultimately facilitate us to always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. And the process of remembrance of Krishna in this age of Kali is by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So our chanting is our life force. Our chanting is our breath. We need to develop taste for chanting, and everything else has to facilitate us to perform this chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So please do join us. It is Ekadashi day. We have already taken a sankalpa of chanting 32 rounds, 64 rounds, 128 rounds, whatever is our sankalpa. And this 2 hours is going to be an investment for us to chant with absorption, with awareness, and with attention to the holy names of the Lord. Thank you very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Shri Harinam Prabhu ki Jai. Krishna's transcendental pastimes ki Jai. Jai 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 Shri Radhe Sham. Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. Pavan Radhe Tero Naam. Pavan Shri Vrindavan Dham. Thank you very much, dear devotees. And with pranams to all of you. Meet you all tomorrow morning, 5 o'clock for our Brahma Murta